Good morning, everyone. I'm Ariane Sabrino, and I'm going to discuss Module 4, Semantic Roles. And I'm also going to discuss preposition versus sentences, syntactic analysis of sentences, semantic roles, and valency. Preposition versus sentences. Here we are going to see the difference of proposition to sentences. Let's go first to proposition. A proposition is the smallest communicating unit or the semantic content of an expression which says something about something. A proposition may be expressed in complete sentences or in fragments. A proposition can be expressed in different sentences, like Richard wrote the report, Richard is the one who wrote the report, and the report was written by Richard. Proposition is the semantic content of an expression. It's the meaning of a sentence. Just look at our examples here. Richard wrote the report. Richard is the one who wrote the report, and the report was written by Richard. We have different sentences but only have one meaning, which is Richard wrote the report. So all expressions share similar proposition, and the description of proposition is semantic analysis. Now we have the sentence. A sentence is the realization of a proposition, a complete grammatical unit that has or expresses a proposition. A sentence begins with a capital letter and ends with a punctuation mark. A sentence has subject and predicate. We all know what sentence is. It expresses a complete thought, has a subject and predicate, and etc. In sentence, we can also analyze or realize the proposition, and the description of sentence is syntactic analysis. Speaking of syntactic analysis, the syntactic analysis of a sentence is analyzing the words and its role. We have here some example. First example is a window broke, wherein subject is a window and broke is the predicate. Next is Tom broke a window, wherein Tom is the subject, broke is the predicate, and a window is the object. Our dog is under the house. Subject is our dog, predicate is, and the adverbial is under the house. Denise put marmalade on her toast. Subject is Denise, predicate is put, object is marmalade, and the adverbial is on her toast. We have here more examples, like I am thirsty, wherein I is the subject, am is the predicate, and thirsty is the complement. Hector is afraid of the dark, wherein Hector is the subject, predicate is, complement afraid, and adverbial of the dark, and so on. Now let's move on to semantic roles. A semantic role is the underlying relationship that the participant has with the main verb in a clause. We have different types of semantic roles, and the first is actor. Actor is the role of an argument that performs some action without affecting any other entity. For example, Sylvia left. So actor is the one who performs the action without affecting anything. We have here the example Sylvia left. Sylvia is the actor because she is the one who performs the action. The second one is agent. Agent is the core participant that directly causes the event, prototypically human or at least animate, in which case there is conscious intention behind the act. And I question, what did the agent do? Agent is the instigator of the action denoted by the predicate. For example is, Ahmed pushed the door. As in the sentence, one role is taken by Ahmed and Ahmed performs the action, so it is agent. Next is patient or affected. Patient or affected is the core participant that is affected by the event. That is, the patient changes in some way. A patient can be animate or inanimate. It is the undergoer of the action or event denoted by the predicate. For example, the dog ate the meat. As in the sentence, meat is the patient because action is performed on the meat. Experiencer. Experiencer is the core participant that experiences the event or state without having direct control over it. Since experience requires a nervous system, an experiencer must be animate. Experiencer is the living entity that experiences the action or event denoted by the predicate. For example, Sana smelled the rose. As in the sentence, Sana is experiencer because it was Sana who smelled the rose. Next is affecting. Affecting is the role of an argument that without any action affects another entity. For example is Betty likes opera. Theme. Theme is the role of an argument that is the topic of a predicate that does not express action, a stative predicate. The entity that is moved by the action or event denoted by the predicate. For example, Farhan kicked the ball. In this sentence, ball is the theme because it is affected by the action performed by Farhan. We also have associate. Associate is the role of an argument that tells the status or identity of the argument, the theme. It is the entity which associates the theme. For example, Roger is a student. In the sentence, student is the associate because it tells something about the status of Roger. Effect. Effect is the role of an argument that comes into existence through the action of the predicate. Effect is the output that comes because of the action of the predicate. For example, Anne baked a pie. In the sentence, a pie is the effect because it is the outcome of the action baked. And lastly, place. Place is the role of an argument that names a location in which the action of the predicate occurs. This place is the specification of the place where the action or event denoted by the predicate is situated. For example, Ayesha saw a fly in the wall. As we know in this sentence, wall is the place because the fly is situated to that place. So that's the different types of semantic roles. Now let's move on to valency. Valency. Every simple sentence, every proposition has one predicate and varying number of referring expressions or arguments. The meaning of a predicate is determined in part by how many arguments it may have and what roles those arguments have. So valency is the number and type of argument controlled by a predicate. We have here some examples. For valency 0, we have it's snowing. The subject, it, doesn't name anything. The sentence has a subject because English requires a subject, but this subject doesn't correspond to anything in the underlying proposition. And in valency 1, we have the example, my brother snores. The sentence has a subject, my brother, verb snore, but no object. This sentence uses intransitive verb or one argument predicate. And also valency 2. Example, Christian is making an omelette. That would be all. Thank you for listening and have a good day.